Welcome to another edition of the Mark Ballard Show. I have two young kings in the building with me today. We have Byron Colburn, Think Positive, Dream Big, and we have Rafle Cash, Talking Cash on the set today. You understand what I'm talking about? Hey, listen, brothers. Tell the world what's going on with y'all, man. I'm gonna start with Mr. Rafle Cash right here.
I'm a ex-rapper, convicted felon, father, just trying to do better, trying to help these juveniles out, the kids that's been the kids that's out here running around these days. I'm just trying to catch them before they get too deep in, as I was, trying to catch them before, trying to get in their head and rocking with Big Brody, and just trying to get the word out there, basically.
Absolutely, man. It's time to really buckle down on these children, man, because they I don't know, man. They act like they don't want to listen to us, Byron. What do you think, man?
Man, I think it just comes from, the environment, right? So I just feel like whatever you adapted to, that's what you will start to become. So a lot of us come from the neighborhoods where single moms, dad probably either locked up or trying to find out how he want to live his life. So that forces us to go out here and make a conscious decision to see what life really gonna be for us anyway.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, we try to pinpoint people in the streets, but what about the people that's not in the streets who's really having a hard time too? They didn't gotta be in the streets though, but they could be home, but they still have problems, trying to get themselves together. And you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I hear that a lot, to be honest, because I'm going through it now with my kids, but kids don't listen. But when you just said that, it's like, we didn't listen. Our fathers and our mothers, they didn't listen. That's why they had us young. So it's like really a generational thing. How to stop it, I don't know. But when kids get to a certain age, they start feeling like they know everything. They got all the answers. When, to be honest, you really don't know nothing for real. And you making these decisions that's gonna, like, 9 times out of 10 alter your life forever, basically. Having kids young, catching cases, becoming felons young. Like, I became a felon at 17, and I'm still paying for it today. I ain't caught one since then, but I'm still paying for decisions I made at 17, 16, 15 as a 33-year-old man because I didn't listen.
Yeah, it definitely followed you for the rest of your life, man. It's like I said, man, you get up out the joint, man, you got to keep your nose clean. It's going to be hard for you, you know what I mean? You ain't got to be in the streets. You be still going through stuff when you're not in the streets too, though. You feel me? Because we always try to pinpoint the people that's in the streets and all that stuff. But we trying to tell these children that before they go to the streets what they headed for. You know what I mean? So it works both ways, man.
So you got to look at it like this, right? Because I deal with different walks of life. The high-risk kids, the kids that we will consider, the high privileged kids or the low class kids. And oftentimes I gotta sit back and think of like a baby, right? When a baby is born, the first thing that they say is do skin to skin. Either with the father or the mother, right? So what you're doing now is you building a connection with your child, right?
Right.
But then as your child grows, they become teachable. See what I'm saying? So what happens is when these kids are not complying and they're not listening because they in the stage of being teachable.
Right.
So if I say, yo, don't go touch that stove, what you think they gonna do? They gonna touch the stove because they don't know how hot it feels.
See what
I'm saying? They don't know how hot it feels. So it's like when we running into these problems, yo, with these young kids, we gotta understand, yo, they teachable.
Right. It's some outside influences though.
Right, it's that too, and it's that too.
We had the dudes that was on the corner that we looked up to.
Right.
We didn't have the internet, but now they got the internet. They got to look up to the dude at Frank Rice or at church.
Right.
9 times out of 10, they not doing nothing anyway.
Right.
They looking to these dudes that's playing with these guns and stuff like that in Chicago, Baltimore, wherever they looking up to these dudes at. And they trying to live like them, trying to live like them, trying to talk like them, trying to dress like them, and then eventually trying to get in them cars, put them masks on and do what they do. But we not in the city where you getting away with that like they is.
Right, absolutely.
And that's where it become like
It's that hot
It's
stove
time,
again.
it's time for a lot of people to start throwing facades, man. Be their true natural selves, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can't keep following people, man. We set our own trends out here. You know
It's
what I
hard
mean?
to though.
I know, but it's just
Even
get
with
up under my
social
skin
media.
to try to be somebody you ain't, man.
Even with social media, nobody on there like. With social media, like nobody on there like posting their losses. Everybody go through something. Nobody on there posting, "Hey yo, I'm behind on this bill. I don't know what I'm about to do."
There you go. There you go.
They only posting their little vacation. Not even vacation when they out of town. When they just hit a party,
When they celebrate.
when they got a couple of, and I do it too.
Yeah.
I go through things. You
Remember
go
you
through
said
things.
you talk about that on one of your joints too,
Yeah,
right?
nobody,
Celebrating.
and that's all we see. So when you the dude that's everything, like when I'm down, I promise you, I started staying off of social media because you start questioning like, what I'm not doing wrong, because every story you clicking on somebody on there seem like they winning, but then it's you and you start questioning like, what am I doing wrong? Am I that much of a loser? When it don't be that, but just nobody on there being their true self or posting their losses or the stuff that they really going through in life.
Right.
It's that for real.
I use social media, right? I use social media as a entertainment platform.
Right.
Like I feel like for me, outside looking in, before with social media, it was real life, real work. You know, when we was growing up, we barely played with MySpace and all that because we was too busy out here trying to survive.
Right.
So now that I been in this limelight for so long, now when I look at it, I gotta realize, yo, like even when I'm looking at these trips and you know how good they doing, behind anything that's good, they still struggling. I don't care what you say, because if I got it all and I'm still struggling, I know you gotta be struggling a little bit. But again, people are only gravitate to the look instead of what's really going on.
Absolutely.
Like we both moved, right? We both just moved. You remember we were just talking about? We both moved into these substantial neighborhoods or whatever the case may be. And I might post the inside of the crib or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I hate paying that rent.
Hey.
But I'm not going to say that on social media. I'm going to say, boy, I got this big A crib.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I hate paying that rent. I only do it. Like I said, I could stay, put me anywhere. Put me, if I was by myself, put me in a rooming house. I'll make it shake. Put a flat screen in there, a nice little bed, and I guarantee I can have.
Absolutely. You got to take care of your responsibilities.
I couldn't have them kids, like, getting used to, you know, we was at before. And I joke with them still, like, I'm going to send you back over there. And they be, my daughter, she not with that because she aware of her surroundings, and I ain't want her to get used to that. But I hate paying for that crib. I ain't gonna lie. I hate paying it. But I'm not going to say that on social media, though. You feel me?
Right.
I'm going to say, boy, I got a big toe in the air. I'm left.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to.
Play the big.
Yep.
That's the what our old mentor had told me, man. He was like, we want a extravagant lifestyle, but what comes with that is you got to play big. And I never realized what that meant until I started to play big. So it's like, you ever heard that saying, more money, more problems?
Absolutely.
Or you level up in life and it come with another problem. I had to learn to look at it differently than a problem and look at it like, oh, all right, this is just another test.
Yeah.
And if you already naturally been through a lot of tests and came out with the lessons, now you're going to learn how to look at it differently, because a lot of people always ask, yo, like, how do you do it? I channel my mind. So when those bills are coming, I'm looking at those as like, oh, these blessings, man. Something gonna come out of this. Here, take that. Something else gonna come out of this. It's like I'm recycling positivity in a negative situation.
Yeah, I feel what you
see what I'm saying? So I'm playing mind games
so after you take
with
care
the
of your
world.
bills.
I'm playing mind games with the world, because the world, they don't really care anyway. They want to swallow us anyway. So me understanding that formulation, like, yo, wait a minute. I work 80 hours, not coming home, traveling just to pay them. All right, something definitely got to come out of this.
I feel
you know what I'm saying? So I play Monopoly with the world.
Yeah.
I used to love rolling dice.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? 7-11. I used to love it. So now that I know how to do it now, it'll never psych me out my position, because for one, I already know God got me. So you ain't gonna have me to go out here with this service show for me to fall flat on my face.
Right, bro.
It's just the world trying to get you to think that, like, paying bills is a bad thing, or working hard is a bad thing. Nah, we supposed to do that. But the question is, what you gonna do when you finally do get it? Because we gotta get tests. Because a lot of us know we done seen a lot of money. You put a little bit of money in a man's hands, he might not know what to do with that.
Yeah, like, even with the most dudes in the streets, right? They run it up. Like, run it up. But what are you running it up for? You can't go to Preston, Pohanka. You can't go to none of these spots and get a car without pay stubs. You can't get a crib without pay stubs. So you running it up, and I done been there. You running it up. You on the internet posting 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Just waiting, not doing nothing with it though. Other than spending it on clothes, going to Brew River, and waiting for the police to come to take it. So they're getting this money and not doing nothing with it. Yeah. So me and my homeboy was talking the other day, like, all right, bet, what would you rather, at this age, what would you rather? Be that dude that just got the paper, can't do nothing with it, or make $1,000 a week at the gig that you know is coming every week? Because when you out there, all right, bet, rent time come, no matter what you might got. If you the average dude out there, you ain't trying to pay that, you can keep pushing it back. Man, I pay that. I gotta make no more. Right. But that one more is never that one more. So it's like at this time, I tell them kids, man, like, yo, if you could catch it early, don't even waste your time jumping in the streets. Go get you a gig. If you 18 and you start a gig, whether it's Pepsi, no matter where you at, if you start at 18 and you dedicated, by the time you 28, 29 and you stay at that gig, you can be the boss. You can be the supervisor. And when you get to that point, you're a supervisor there, you can leave there and go somewhere else and be the supervisor.
Go fool.
By the time you're there, it's good to have those credentials and
go fool.
Stuff like that up under your belt for real, because they definitely pay off in the long run for real. Right.
When you 28, 29, you're a supervisor anywhere you at. You might not be a supervisor, you might be a lead. But you straight, you good. You at that point, you done made it at that point. You've been paying Uncle Sam for 10 years, and I'm still trying. To be honest, I still be kind of like cutting corners and stuff like that, because I'm still trying to get out of the street mentality, whereas though, all right, but I work now. But I be filing exempt, because I still don't be trying to pay. I don't, but no one can bite me.
That ain't bad though, but that's the law, yo. You got up to 6 months to do that.
A lot of people don't know that.
But that's what I'm saying. So the thing
that's
is,
6 months right to man.
Right. But the thing is, we was never educated.
Nah, I didn't even know what it was.
That's my point.
First time I ain't get my first gig till 20.
Nobody was. So think about what you were saying earlier. This is why I go to. This is
that's
why
what people told me.
This is why I go hard the way I go, because when we was growing up, what was promoted to us was survival.
All we had was mom.
So what it looked like is what we was doing was we was surviving while trying to live. You can't do those two the same. But to us, so what I mean by survival and living to me is two totally different things.
Yeah, no question.
So when you surviving, right, that's a day-to-day thing. You trying to figure it out. When you living, you ain't got to worry about surviving. See what I'm saying? So when we was growing up and we looking at everybody around us, all our OGs and our uncles and mothers, it was survival, what it looked like to me.
Yeah, no
3 jobs, come home tired. The first thing they want to do is play cards and go to the club, because that's their way of trying to get that stress off of them.
Right.
Or I'm looking at my uncles and them, they splurging, they going out of town. I don't really see no houses or nothing. I just see nice cars and being fly. So us growing up was like, yo, we go get money and be fly.
That's what I aspired to be as a kid, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man. Like, when us growing up, that's what I aspired to be. I watched them dudes that was fly.
That's it.
They had the females. I stayed in Pemberton, so it wasn't nothing but big moms out there. They coming through. They all going to different cribs, but they all in Bailey's cabs. They all in Baileys. They all riding around in Baileys all day. They all had their own personal driver.
That's stats.
Riding around. Yeah. I ain't even want a car at one point.
Right.
I had 47. I'm riding around with 47. Like, I'm riding around with Frank. I'm riding around with whoever. Like, I ain't want no car for what? The big dudes I looked up to, they rode around a cab.
Yeah, they did.
I ain't even know I could get no car without license until my girl had to tell me that. Because my license been revoked since 14, 15. Me and Darrell, I took his first cousin on a high-speed chase with me. I'm 15. My license been revoked since. Yikes. But I could still get a vehicle on my name, but I didn't know that. Nobody never taught me.
Any shout outs?
Go ahead, B.
Man, I shout out the community. I shout out anybody that want to change. I shout out even the ones that don't want to change. I shout out the youth. I shout out the Lower Eastern Shore and anybody that is tuned into this podcast. That's who I salute.
To be real, I'm going to salute Big Bro, because it's been my big bro my whole life.
Absolutely.
Like,
Right.
from my whole life, like, from Collins Street to Pemberton and Waterside.
Man, the Lord put this together.
And I ain't, man, you didn't even know that was my big brother.
Nah, I didn't even know, because soon as I said Rafle, you like, yeah, he was
That's
pumped
like-
up. I was like,
I
okay,
call
that's
him
what
on
it
I
is.
call him on the regular, because even when Byron was going to California, like, we grew up on, I got a picture with me and my two brothers when we babies. Took a picture on Collins Street. That's Byron bike my big brother sitting on that we kneeled in front of. And I'm 4 or 5 then. Then I always stayed in Pemberton. Then here they come. They in Waterside. And then he was going back and forth to California, getting in trouble here, going to California, getting in trouble there, coming back here.
Yep.
Every which way he went, he was coming back worse and worse and worse.
Nah, real talk, bro. That's real talk. Yo, that's real talk. He really giving you a real story.
When we in prison, when me and his first cousin, like him and his first cousin, they all grew up like brothers. My man Fat Tracy, Darrell that I went on a high speed chase with, his little brother Bonnie, like they cousins, they grew up like, you feel me, as a family should be. And when me, Fat Tracy, we in prison, he telling me, I'm like, man, what's up with Byron? He like, man, he doing good. He out there motivational speaking. He in Hawaii. We always knew he was in Cali.
Right, yeah. I don't even know how I got there.
But the first thing
sure.
I did as soon as I came home was hit bro up, get him to send me one of his books that he wrote. And sure enough, he sent it straight to my mom's house. That was my first week home from prison. And then a year later, when I heard that he was coming back, no matter what the circumstances was, why he was coming back, to be honest, I was just happy he was coming back because I could have somebody positive to talk to.
Right.
Because by then, I was right back knee deep doing whatever I was doing, like I ain't just do 4 years in prison. But that was a positive light for me to look to, somebody positive I could talk to.
Love.
Yeah, my heart goes out to the young cats, man.
That's love, yo. That's love.
They want to do good, but they have no sense of direction where they want to go. They all, like, you got a pure heart. Everybody really has a pure heart, for real.
Everybody.
But people just don't know how to utilize that pureness within them. You feel me? So that's why we got brothers like this right here who's really trying to pinpoint and try to figure it out, man. We got to figure this out, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Let's go get done.
Got to figure this out.
Let's go get done.
How long I don't even know how long we're talking. Right? This is going for hours. I'll let y'all just go ahead and unleash. You feel me?
I've been rapping.
I just like to give a shout out to everybody who's tuning into the Mark Ballard show. And y'all continue to stay tuned to these two young kings right here, man. Rafle Cash and Bobby Corbin. You know what I mean? Talking cash and think positive and dream big, man. I'm going to let you tell the world how you got started doing that, man.
On what? Podcasting and stuff like that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Best thing ever.
Man, when I first came home from prison, I used to I was dealing with a certain. I used to go live a lot. I used to go on Facebook Live a lot, and I would have a lot of people tuning in. And like people would just tune in for my live, and I wouldn't be not doing nothing for real, just talking. So I always knew like people would tune into me because I'm like a so-called somebody around here, and not just here, just all over. I go all over, whether it's here, Cambridge, Baltimore, wherever. I be going, and I'm tied in with these places. So, man, just recently, I be on podcasts a lot. Whether it's motivational speakers, I call him about certain motivational speakers. Whether it's culture, music, hip hop, I like getting fly a lot, and I'm seeing these dudes do it. And you know, as you get older, like you start losing your dreams. Like I used to rap, but I'm old since I've been home. I'm too old for that, man. I'm too old. Right, that's what people always tell me. Right, but I still ain't shook that. Like, I ain't gonna be out here rapping, putting myself out there doing right. Because as soon as I do that, the police, they seem to get on me, and I don't be with it. So I just left that, but I ain't too old to chase a dream. Right. If anybody else doing it, and they on YouTube, and they really making a way, I don't even really do it for the money. But if they making a way, just doing what they want to do, I could do it too. And one day I just woke up like, man, I'm gonna try to start going live again. And it started catching, and I still don't. Even when I'm at work, I don't be at work doing nothing. I'm at work, but I just sit in the office all day. I go live there. And I still ain't found out which way I want to go because I could talk culture, I could talk fashion, I could talk the streets. So I just don't want to do the messy stuff,
yeah. They call it the dirty section of YouTube. I don't even want to stay there myself.
Then that's gonna mess up your. I mean, it won't mess up what you got going on, but then what does your label look like? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you can do all of it, and still be a good dude. Like I want you to understand that, like even though it's messy, don't mean that you still not a good dude.
From the outside looking in, though, like say if I don't know if y'all watch like the white dude Adam 22 No Jumper.
22 No Jumper Adam. Hold on, what was
he the biggest? He got the biggest podcast in California. He a white dude. He a gatekeeper. And he don't bring nothing. All his co-hosts is gangbangers and all that. And he just exploit all day. His wife is one of the biggest porno stars. But he just exploit the culture so much. Yeah, and I used to tune in at first because he had substantial people. All rappers go on there. Of course, all porn stars. Now he just got gangbangers on there and stuff like that, exploiting the culture. But the shit started getting so messy to the point I ain't never commented on a YouTube video in my life. When I caught myself writing to that right there, writing and trying to write a comment, like, nah, that ain't for me no more because it got so messy.
Messy, right?
Yeah. Watching, and that's who I don't want to be. Like the messy thing.
The messy stuff.
That's who I don't want to be.
Yeah.
If there's something going on in the town or in the culture it might be messy, and I could speak on it, you feel me? But as far as though just being the messy dude and reeling it, nah, I don't want that at all.
So you wanna bring the culture together. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and just speak from
like give them their story, how they was to where they at now.
Yeah, and I be wanting to even deal with like dudes around here, but they be like, man, characters at this point, man. You got one dude talking like he from DC, one dude talking like he from Baltimore instead of Salisbury. We used to try. I've been going back and forth to Baltimore. My pops moved to Baltimore when I was 7. 5 of my siblings is in the city right now. I deal with the biggest dudes in Baltimore on the rap tip and in the streets, to be honest. But I'm from Salisbury at the end of the day, and you can know I'm from Salisbury. Us growing up, we thought we could go at Baltimore for real, man. We from the town, we from Salisbury, and that's just what it is. Where these dudes started getting, it really be like grinding my gears where these dudes got to the point where they want to be like them dudes instead of feeling like you feel me? We just as, I ain't gonna say just as good, we 9 times, we better than. So why do we gotta act like we from here, we from there, instead of Salisbury ain't got no culture like we did back in the day. What happened to the hot sides and all that? We used to do our own thing.
Yeah. Lost their identity. That's what it was. They lost their identity.
Wow.
I don't know. That really be like blowing me for it. It really do. But you can't tell no young dudes, no 19, 20-year-olds, like, how to act or how to feel. Yeah. Because they getting their slang or whatever it is from the internet. Anything they say is from the internet because the internet made the world so much smaller. And like, you feel me? You can grasp so much more. You ain't even got a vacation at these spots to know everything about them no more. You used to have to go. You used to have to be outside to act like a street dude or to consider yourself a street dude. Nah, not no more. You can sit on the computer all day. And
you can be who you want to be.
You can live your life through a computer.
Yeah.
Until somebody sees you in real life.
Listen, man, we going for hours and hours, y'all. Listen, I love to appreciate everybody who's looking at the Mark Ballard show, man. We got Rafle Cash, we got Byron Cobra here in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we about to just call this
a wrap.
A wrap. I don't want to, but yeah, man, we're gonna come back. We're gonna call these brothers back again, and we're gonna do a part 2 to this segment right here, bro. You know what I mean? So I like to give a shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Rush the Guillotine, Rap Fiend Radio, Epiphany Music Group. Oh man, just like man, y'all just stay tuned, man, for more Mark Ballard show, man. Things.
Shout out to Mark too, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Big Brody.
I'm trying to just keep this thing going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, just keep it going, man.
Absolutely.
2025 about to come in, you know what I mean? Man. And y'all just stay encouraged, man, and love one another, and you know, stay prayed up and all that good stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Man, peace and blessings, man. We out.
Peace out.